look like, Cyborg? We back, man. Hey, yo, the long-awaited fight showdown between BIVOL and BETERBIEV, man. We finally got it. October 12th, man. Yo, this one was a nail-biter all the way through, man. Everything you expected, all the drama. The only thing missing, man, I think, honestly, was the power, the crushing power from BETERBIEV, man. Like, that's the one thing I know half of the fans were anticipating the most, you know what I mean? Like, to see that crushing power being put on BIVOL's chin, man, and possibly sitting him down like BETERBIEV has been able to chop everybody down. BIVOL, like I predicted, man, was gonna be like pretty masterful about measuring, you know, his distance and putting up like a really good fight about it, man. Like he didn't give BETERBIEV any room to really to do that heavy work that he normally does, you know what I mean? So it was a special, you know, chess match to watch, man. I think both guys did an excellent job. I personally, you know, at the end of the fight, man, you know, majority decision, it went to BETERBIEV, right? But that's the official score, man. If you ask me, man, I would have actually given it to BIVOL, man. I think BIVOL did enough to win the fight. I think he delivered on all of the he checked all the boxes that, you know, that we thought he would do, man. I think he did an excellent job with that, and he weathered the storm of the moments where BETERBIEV did get a little chance to lay some power on him. But I think it, you know, it was one of these fights, man. If the more you watch it, man, the more, you know, somebody's gonna find themselves saying, you know what, it could have went the other way. It was really that special of a fight, man. It was so fucking razor thin, man. Like razor thin, how close this shit was. Like I'm just going, like, you know, for me to say BIVOL should have gotten the nod. That's only because, like, I'm in my head, man. I'm just going with all the finer little details, man. I think he eked it out, man. I think he did enough, you know, to win that fight. But BETERBIEV, man, was a real fucking soldier, a real warrior in there, man. This dude, he really proved, man, the value of conditioning, man. Because BETERBIEV is not used to going the distance. He's not used to going 12 rounds with anybody, because he hasn't had to do this shit, man. He's got so much power, he just shut shit down way earlier. It's always a closed curtain at a much earlier stage in the game when you're dealing with BETERBIEV, you know? But BIVOL, like I said, he wasn't gonna be out there to get caught with all that fucking damage and them 2x4s and whatever else BETERBIEV was gonna try to lay on this motherfucker's chin, you know? And just as predicted, man, he definitely showed and proved that he's a masterful boxer, man. He kept his distance. He gave BETERBIEV all the work he can handle. I just think, you know, it all really came down to the judges really having that sort of, you know, I think the judges, I'm gonna just say this, man. Like, a lot of times I do have problems with the judges. But I don't think there was anything you know, out of order in the way that the judges decided. I just think, like, if I was on that panel, man, I would have given the nod to BIVOL, as you know, some of the judges really felt that way anyway. You know what I mean? So it's just that BETERBIEV ultimately got the majority decision. At the end of the fight, man, these guys standing in the ring, you could tell that they both knew they gave, you know, pretty much everything they had to offer, but they knew, the fighters knew this shit was razor thin, man, that they didn't know if they were gonna get it or lose it, man. So, you know, when the fighters don't know, because, like, I mean, BIVOL was disappointed, but he didn't really, his reaction to the scoring was more like disappointment, because he felt, I could tell in his mind and in his heart, that he's done enough to really get the nod, but not, you know, but on his own personal feeling. He knew that the shit was close enough for anybody looking at this fight to say, man, you know what, nah, that shit went the other way, man, even though it's by an inch. It's like watching a fucking you know, Olympic sprinters, man. That shit come down to like seconds and milliseconds, and that's how fucking razor thin and close this fight was, man. I was really impressed with the way both of the guys boxed, man. I think the fans got a fucking a nail biter, man. It's not what you expected in the same sense. I mean, it was like, it was you know it's gonna be a good fight. You know both guys are gonna give you, you know, the kind of like the show of a lifetime as far as they can produce, you know. But I just didn't know it would be so tense for so long, man. I thought like eventually BIVOL would take enough rounds to make it sort of like more predictable that he's gonna come out with the win. Or I thought that if for some reason BIVOL slipped up and got caught and connected by some of that power from BETERBIEV, it would start to lean in the direction of BETERBIEV, and then you would have a kind of like a more solid idea of who's gonna take this in the end if it did go the distance. But the way this one turned out, man, like all the way through, man, inch by inch, you know, yard by yard, like this thing was just like close all the way, man. So I'm really happy with the way the fight went. I picked BIVOL for this, and again, I still see with just a slightly different, you know, look from the judges, BIVOL takes this fight. He gets the nod. Because again, this is a majority decision. This is not like the most conclusive shit. This ain't like you know, like nobody was seemingly too sure, man. It's just like if you blink one way or the next, you see a different win, and you know, a different winner in this fight. And it was that close, man. Hopefully somewhere down the line, man, these guys get a chance for another big fight like this, and there's a rematch somewhere, man. But another great night of boxing, man. I really, in spite of getting my pick wrong, I'm pretty satisfied with the demonstration, man. What these guys did, man. It was really a fight fan kind of fight, man. Very fan friendly. I think these guys, you know, both have a lot to be proud of, man. They really showed out, and they didn't disappoint, man. It just didn't necessarily add up, you know, in all the lines that some of us who thought we could really, you know, give a solid prediction on how this was going to turn out. It didn't really materialize all the way that way, but we were not cheated on the intensity of the fight. We were not cheated on the excitement of the fight, and it definitely, it's a rare occasion, man, where, you know, that for me in any case, where the guy that I thought I would have given the fight to, I'm not totally disappointed in the judges' results, man, because it was so close, man. Even for a professional judge, you know, you might just get this one the other way around, depending on, you know, one or two looks throughout the fight, man. So like this one was a great one for the fans, great one for boxing. And shout out to Turkey Ala Sheik again, man. This motherfucker keep bringing us the good ones, man. So shout out to him, shout out to BIVOL, shout out to BETERBIEV, even shout out to bum-ass Eddie Hearn. You know, shit, go back and see what I said about Eddie Hearn. This motherfucker be talking that good shit. But yeah, the man is selling the fights, man, and you know, thankfully they're selling something that's worth a damn, you know what I mean? And that's what this fight was, man. So anybody who got to watch this, man, shit, it's one of those fights that's so good, you gotta watch this shit again. So as soon as I get a chance, I'm gonna be taking a second look at this motherfucker. So it is what it is, man. Check y'all next time. Peace.